Hi guys, today I'll be talking about PubScale. In this tutorial, I will be explaining how publishers can use PubScale and achieve higher ad revenue through higher fill rates and eCPMs. So once you're done creating an account with us on PubScale, you can just simply log in and you will be taken to this homepage where you will have a clear idea and you can view all the 4 of our products. So here's AdX. So I'll walk you through all our 4 products. On a very brief note, I'll tell you what our 4 product does. So this is AdX, there is Grow, there is SDK, and there is Insight. So basically here's AdX to help you with app and website monetization. There's Grow that helps you to acquire users through performance campaigns. There is also SDK that helps you with ad optimization, and there's Insights, our very own and very recent product that is a real-time dashboard providing you analytics on LTV and ROAS. So let's head over to AdX first. So as a user, you can always click on these cards. You can click on no more and then you can move into individual product, or you can also navigate through the side menu here, and you can also go into individual products. So for example, let's go into AdX by clicking here or here. So let's get into AdX. So this is how the overview page looks like in AdX once you head over to AdX. So for you to get into AdX, and if you are a very fresh user, so once you are onboarded into AdX, you have to create your app or website with a button right here. What this would do is it would create your own app or website into your own dashboard account, into your own PubScale account. So what this would do is it would help you to improve your fill rates by delivering ad impressions to relevant demand partners. It will also help you give an access to a better plethora of ad formats to ensure a boost in eCPMs. Alright, the way you can create or ad or website is you can just click over it and you would be doing it. As a user, you can always you would have to specify what the store your app or website belongs to. It can be Play Store, website, app store. You can just type in what name of your. So let's consider in our case we will type one of our own app. So this is one of our own app. You can just click on it and it would choose the application. You can also click on it and click on this external icon and you see what this app basically is, if it is the right app that you have selected. You can also edit the name of the app and you can just click on add. So once the app or website is added within your products, you would be you would have to create placements individual to what your app or website is. So when you click on your particular app details page, you would see different ad placement that can be created through the PubScale's dashboard, right? So you can click on the create ad placement button. So the moment you click on create ad placement, we have around 5 ad placement that a user can create. You can choose what the type of ad is, and based on that you can place whatever the name of the ad is. So once you're done with that, ad placement would be created. You can also track revenue based on the app. So this is the revenue or analytics based on the app. So this is a demo app that we have currently added, and this is the revenue that it has made so far, and what was the revenue yesterday, in the last 7 days, and this month so far. You can also interchange between multiple metrics like requests, eCPMs, impressions, and match rate. So you as a user can know what the today's requests are, what yesterday's requests have been, and what are some of the requests that were in last 7 days. You can also click here and you can also go into a detailed analytics for this particular app, or you can also click here as a feature and go into analytics. So let's talk more about what analytics does and how real-time analytics is a very good feature that some of our users really love, right? So we can click on analytics. This is basically a real-time analytics feature. Our future-ready AdX product interface offers very intuitive analytics. You can have a lot of essential metrics that you and me as a publisher would require in our day-to-day understanding of our apps and monetization that we do. you can look at some of the essential metrics. You can click on settings button and look at some of the essential metrics that we currently provide. Some of the metrics like show rate, fill rate, ECPMs, revenue, and a lot more. So a user can also look at the analytics based on the country wise as well as. So let me turn on country wise and just apply. So you can also look at analytics based on country wise, which country is performing better and what are some of the impression and what is the show rate based on that country, as well as what is some of the estimated revenue that it has made in the stipulated time. All right. So this was something about a very brief understanding of what analytics does. So we will also walk you through one of the other feature, that is basically policy compliance. So if you look at on the left sidebar, you would have something called as policy center. So right now, since this is a demo account, we do not have any policies, but I'll tell you what this feature basically does. So this is a absolutely very outstanding service that we offer in terms of the policy compliance support. This feature, when is enabled, it is enabled by default for all the publishers and all the applications that are currently being added into our console or dashboard. So what this feature would do is this will give you timely audits of your apps and website to ensure that all your ADX policy is met. So if you look at some of the policy compliance that we regularly follow and what happens and what are some of the restricted categories that we do not allow in terms of adding of apps or website. What are some of our pre-QA process, what are some of the factors that will make your property violated, what are some of the things that you need to follow once your property is live. So there are some of the things that you can follow and not land in trouble. A lot of times we ensure this doesn't happen to our publishers. That's why we have bought this amazing feature called as Policy Center to get a lot of timely audits. All right. So we can also, let's head over to one more good feature. So that is called as QA tickets. So currently what happens during QA, I'll tell you what basically QA ticket is. So this is a QA ticket page. All right, over here publisher can raise a QA ticket. If you can see a button right here, raise QA ticket. This is what is helped to raise a QA ticket for our internal QA team to look at. So if a publisher will be provided with instant notification for important events related to ad performance, the QA tickets can be used to address policy violations as well as website review or app review. So what basically happens is a user, whenever he creates a property onto the dashboard, we would perform a small QA onto the app or website that you add as a publisher. We would want to not have any policy violation for you, and we would thoroughly check what your app does and if it is providing enough value to a user. So this would ensure that there is little to no deduction that would happen every time whenever invoice cycle comes up, right? So that's why we would want our publishers or our users to stay away from any kind of policy. That's why we have introduced QA ticket as well as policy center. So a user can basically raise any number of QA tickets. Our team, we from the team of PubScale would be very happy to perform QAs on your apps. We would be very happy to look into your apps and give you insights of how you can do your apps, get your apps better, and what are some of the things that you need to improve in terms of your app, right? So there are multiple states related to a QA as well. A QA can be passed or it can be failed. There are sometimes it is under review. It basically means if a QA ticket is failed, it basically means that whatever app or website that you have created into our dashboard and that requires monetization through us has some kind of policy violations that we would want you to fix, so that you in future will not have any of it. Alright, so that is what the entire QA ticket feature does. to help you with a lot of account related stuff and policy related stuff and QA related stuff, a lot of other things. We also have dedicated account managers and support available 24/7 from reliable ad ops experts to help you scale in monetization. So our account managers are usually very committed in terms of helping you to achieve your floor price optimizations. This will ensure that your inventory is never unsold or remains unsold or gets optimal prices. So our dedicated account managers is something that a lot of users really love about working with PubScale. Our managers would help you ensure how you grow your accounts on a timely basis and how to perform audits on your accounts on timely basis. Alright, now we also have a section called as Invoices. So I will explain you what this section basically does. So this is basically the invoice section. Right now there is nothing within the invoice section since this is a demo account, but I would like to tell you more about what the invoice section does. So basically if a user wants to view their invoices, all they need to do is click on this invoices button, and they can see their previous invoices and their upcoming invoices as well. Billing details and invoices can be updated and viewed on PubScale's dashboard as well. So this will also ensure timely payouts that happens every 30 days. Alright. Our next and very essential and very important feature is our real-time bidding technology. So this is a feature that allows multiple demand partners to bid for your impressions, ensuring maximum ad revenues. Alright, so with our various features, PubScale can help publishers identify diverse revenue streams for increase app and website earnings. Also note that PubScale provides a pool of ad formats. We have a multiple set of ad formats for apps as well as websites. So some of the ad formats that includes are banner, native, interstitial, rewarded, and app open. So if somebody wants to create a ad placement, right, or ad unit, he just has to go within the app that he has created or a website he has created. He just has to click on create ad placement, and you can see a set of ad placement format that we currently provide. So yeah. Alright, so that's more or less about AdX. Yeah, one more thing that I wanted to highlight. So there is something called as owing balance. So this is a balance that is displayed on the top, and it is basically an estimate of the revenue that is pending and that is eligible to be withdrawn. So whatever money or whatever revenue that you made is considered to be a payout for that month is a part of owing balance. So if, for example, so if you make $1,000, so in this case a user has made $32,000, so this is something that he would be paid in the upcoming payment cycle. Alright, so there is also a W. So this is basically for the next product, that is Grow, that I'm going to talk about. Grow. So these are some of the funds that a user can add in order for him to run some marketing campaigns. Okay, in order for him to do that, he has to just click on add funds, and once you click on add funds, a user has to enter some of what is the amount he would like to add to his wallet within the Grow wallet, and then from there he can start running his campaigns. So let's move on to that product. So the product is called Grow, and this is where it is. And even if you go to the home page, you would have a card onto the homepage that shows what your product and how much your product has currently made or is currently generating in terms of revenue. So it is, yeah. So you can click over the Grow icon, or you can also click on Grow here, and you can go on to overview and get started with the self-serve user acquisition tool. So let's get into click on overview for Grow page. So once you are onto the Grow page, the overview page of Grow, you would be shown with some stats. You can see what some of your spends are, what is the current conversion, what are some of the clicks, what is CR, what is CPC in terms of today. You can also filter it via yesterday, last 7 days, and this month so far. So these are some of the very important metrics that our publishers or advertisers usually love. So this is basically your Grow wallet. This would show you the amount of funds that you have as of the date, and this is something that you can spend on acquiring users. Since let me also tell you something about Grow. So Grow is basically a self-serve platform that is used to acquire users according to your need, right? In order for you to do that, you just have to click on create campaign. So the moment you click on create campaign, you would have to go through a set of steps. These steps are very straightforward and very easy. Someone who has enough experience or who has a little bit of basic understanding of how to create campaigns would be can easily navigate to it. So I will walk you through what some of the things are. So the 4 basic steps are basic details, targeting and bidding, creative, and tracking settings. So once you have clicked on create a campaign button, you will be taken to a page where you can create campaign. You can enter what the name of the campaign is and and choose what is your app. So basically I would try to add a test campaign. So test campaign, April. All right. So then I would have to choose which app or website I want to run my campaign in. So I just have to click on this. So in this case, I have already added these two as my apps within my PubScale dashboard. If in case I do not have these apps, I can just click on add a new app or website, which would populate the same model that we have walked through earlier. You basically can enter any app or website. So let's consider you want to run a campaign on Facebook. So you can just see a lot of apps that are related to Facebook. You can just create those apps and you can get started with the self-acquisition platform. So in our case, let's choose this app. Alright, so right now currently we offer 6 different types of campaign. You can increase a lot of installs with our cost per install option. You can increase registrations with our CPR option. You can also increase lead generation for your websites with our CPL. There is also CPA. There is also APK install and APK register campaign. So in our case, I would want to get a lot of installs, so I would choose this, and then I would enter what my KPI is. KPI is basically what are some of the key performance indicator for me to understand. So in our case, install campaign. I would then click on next. So this is the second feature or the second step within the creation of campaign. So this is where you would add funds, or you can also add funds from our top navigation bar. So these are some of the available funds that you currently have. You can run campaigns up to $94.6 in this case. I would enter the bid price as, let's say, $1. Once you are done with setting up the budget, setting up the bid price for what your campaign is. So right now I have set as $1 per install. That is my CPI campaign. So the next thing that you can see is the targeting and capping. Targeting is basically a feature that helps you target your campaign within a specific country or state. We also have an option for one advanced targeting where you can target Android or iOS. Right, so you can also set what your caps are. Right now the cap is set to open. In that case, so the campaign would run till your budget runs out. Right, the campaign would run till your budget runs out. So in this case, if you want a campaign to have certain number of caps in terms of daily caps, daily value, you can turn this feature on. So once you turn it on, you can set what your daily budget is. So for example, our available fund is $94.6. We would like to spend let's say $40 a day. So once you set $40 a day, once the campaign reaches at $40 a day, it would get capped. So this is how the capping feature works. So right now let's keep it as open cap just for the case of demonstration and tutorial purpose. I would then go to next. You can also so right now our system being smart basically it pulls out what the creative asset or the app icon or the website icon is. You can also change your creative according to your need. You can just click on change creative, and then you can experiment with a lot of creative assets as well. You can then click on next. So right now we have 3 different types of tracking. So there is tracking by Grow, there is the third party tracking, and there is tracking from MMPs. So if you are somebody who has integrated an MMP like AppsFlyer or AdJust or Singular or Branch, you can generate a link directly that can be integrated directly into our system, right? So let's talk about tracking by Grow as well in that case. So tracking by Grow is basically a internal tracking system that has been developed by us, and that helps users to track the number of installs or registrations by our own algorithms and SDKs. Alright, so there is also third party tracking. So if you are a advertising agency or a person who is using third party services like Affice, Trackier example to track the campaign, this is for you. So you just have to choose this option and you can enter your tracking URL. So once you enter your tracking URL, so in our case let's choose tracking by Grow. You can also choose MMP platform. You can choose which platform do you use in your which you have integrated, for example Branch, and you just have to mention what the tracking URL would be. So once you're done choosing what your tracking type is, you can just click on create campaign, and once you are done with creating campaign, a campaign would be created and a traffic would start pouring down into whatever campaign you have created. You can start seeing the conversions and clicks within maybe an hour or something. Alright. So I would also like to talk about the next thing that you can find under Grow, that is analytics. So once you click on analytics, you can see a real-time updates, providing a comprehensive view of what some of the clicks are, conversions are, spends, CPC, CRs, a lot of data. So you can also filter your conversions and clicks based on the metrics that have been provided. So you can also filter based on the last 30 days. So in this case, the last 30 days, some of our clicks are 8.29 million. So you can also click filter it based on today, last week, last 30 days, yesterday, last 7 days, and last month, and you can just hit on apply. You can also change some of these metrics. For in our case, you can also change or remove or reorder some of the metrics. So for example, let me show you a very cool feature that we have within our analytics table. So let's go here. So this is one of the cool thing that we have in our analytics table. So right now we have a horizontal scroll since there are multiple columns and multiple data. So but this is a column that I would like to be pinned. So we have a small pin kind of an icon where user can click on it and they can just pin a particular column and it gets pinned. So it is much easier to see what the data is, how the data and map the right set of data to each other. Right. You can also do one more cool feature that is something our users really love. So our users are very particular about if they want to see a few metrics or not. Right. You can click on settings. You can reorder some of the metrics. So for example, I want to show match request last show rate as a second column. So whenever I apply changes, show rate is shown as the second column and match request is shown as the last column. So this is something very cool and very handy in terms of analyzing data through our analytics tab. Alright, so let's get back to grow. Once you're done with analytics, so lastly on the left side of the dashboard you can find an option called as wallet. When you click on this, you can view, so let's click on this. So you can view a list of transaction history, right? Click on transaction history in one tabular column that can give you details as to where the transaction was made and how much was transacted. Alright, you will also have an option to add funds, where you can click on it and enter the value that you want to add. Maybe the minimum value that you can add currently is $100. If you decide to add any amount of money, you can just enter what the amount of money that you want to add, plus you can just click on add funds. So on clicking of add funds, payment gateway would be triggered and funds would be deducted. So let's move on to our third product, that is SDK. So what SDK basically does is it helps you here. We would effortlessly help you optimize your ad revenue. When you click on the SDK option, the overview page, you would first get an overview of what the product is. We would be providing you with a set of information related to payout, request, ECPM, match rate and impressions. Right, you can also see two options available right here, read docs and add app. You would also see all the apps that are integrated within SDK and what the status are. So currently right now SDK only supports Android applications, so you can just click on add app. You can just type in what the name of your app is and you can just choose that app and you can integrate SDK into it. So let me also talk about what the analytics does is and how do you add in units. So currently the status of these apps is live, SDK status. You can just click on the individual app name. It will take you to the app details page. You can create multiple units related to SDK units, right? You can also get into multiple units and see very precise and very granular level data in terms of payout and in terms of requests, ECPMs, match rates and a lot more features. So here you can see what are some of the ad mobs or AdX placement that are currently linked to these SDK units. So how SDK helps you? SDK is basically very fully automated and it allows you to run or test different ad formats or placements and demand partners. This will enable you to identify the best fit for your app. So that's what the basic SDK would help you achieve. So you can also go into the analytics section and see what real-time data related to SDK has, what some of the ad responses, what some of the fill rate, what some of the ECPMs are. You can also click on this section on the sidebar that states SDK X docs, which will give you an in-depth documentation of how to implement SDK within your app or within your Android app. So last is our insight tool. Once you click on the insight tool, you would get to see, you can see two options basically, the overview and ROAS, right? So once you click on the insight option, the ROAS basically means return on your ad spends. So these are gathered based on your expenses and revenue. So once you click on the insight option, you will be taken to a page that shows campaigns you have run. In this case, ROAS basically means what is your return on your ad spends, what is some of your expense, what is some of your revenue. We also provide some smart insights. These are timely updates that you will receive on the dashboard on the overview page. With that gives you an idea or idea of what your app or a website is currently performing. Alright, so if it has taken a dip in terms of the revenue, in terms of the expense, it has taken a hike, or the expense has shot up massively and the revenue is dip, it will tell you what in which region and how do you increase or how do you improve these kind of insights. So these kind of insights will be provided within smart insights on overview page within the insights tool. Alright. So there is also an option to called as billing. Billing basically, so in order for us to make payouts in a very timely manner, we would require a lot of details, a lot of billing details and basic details and billing entries from a publisher. So in order for us to process this billing payouts, so in case of Grow, these are some of the billing details that we would require. There's also a setting page where a lot of account details. You can also add multiple team members, you can invite team members, you can add them to your team and help you grow, help you monitor your team as well. There's also an agreement section where agreement would be generated once a publisher starts working with PubScale, and an agreement would be initiated in the beginning of the work. So there is also connected accounts where you can connect multiple Google AdMob account, Google Ads account for us to or for you. So there is also connected accounts where a user or a publisher can connect multiple Google AdMob account and Google Ads account. It will help him get a very overview insights about what some of his ad spends are, what is some of the CPC or CPI, what is the current ROAS that is being calculated, how do you improve based on multiple sources. Let me take back you to the home page. So home page has, as I have told you, these are some of the metrics that individual products would have. You would get a overview and a concise information on the home page as well. So you can also see there is an help icon on the top. On click of this help icon, help page would be shown to a user. It is a small question mark on the top right corner of the page. If you click on this option, it will take you to a page where take you to a page that allows you to report a bug or request for a new feature, or if you have a question, or if you want to talk with us, you can reach out to us through this page. We are currently in process of adding a live chat where users can directly interact with our customer support team and get in touch or get their issues resolved very quickly. Alright, so these are some of the things that are very essentials or very crucial in terms of our product offerings. So now you know everything that is to know about PubScale. Now go ahead and click on this demo page and explore it yourself. If you like the product, how we work, you can just click on the sign up button and get started working with us. You can join PubScale and start boosting your ad revenue with us. Thank you.